Hey, what's up, stock compounders? Brad here. So today I want to talk about monetization, YouTube channel monetization. I haven't given an update in a while in terms of what my monetization metrics are for this channel. I crossed 5,000 subscribers, I think maybe a week or two ago. And so it feels like a good time to give an update for those of you who are just starting up your own YouTube channels. That's part of what this channel is all about, to inspire others to get into the YouTube game because it's a pretty fascinating game. So I thought this was interesting. My channel has just over 365,000 views in the last 365 days. So that's just about 1,000 views a day for the last year. And it was just about a year ago when I set out making a video every day for, I think I did that for like 6 months, maybe 7 months, a video every day. And then, of course, I had a second baby and game over. But I've started to pick it back up, as I'm sure many of you have noticed in the last couple weeks. There's only one day I haven't made a video in March so far. So getting back on the horse here. But anyway, I just want to go through a few different metrics. I want to talk about views, watch time, subscribers, and then get into the revenue segment, which is probably the most interesting to a lot of you. So anyway, number of views. So you can see how these views are, distributed over the last year. Definitely not even. Again, this is when I started making a video every day, somewhere in here. And you can see it's been a nice upward trend. You can see the upward trend. A lot of noise in here. I mean, I did not expect it to be this way. I thought it would be a little bit smoother of a curve. But, that's what it is. And you can see here these peaks. This was 30, just shy of 3,400 views in one day, just shy of 3,500 views. And just the other day, almost there again, that 3,500 view per day threshold. So that's kind of how the view count is going so far. Watch time is a very similar graph, okay? You can see here this peak is a lot higher. I don't know why they have to. 583 watch hours in one day. I don't remember exactly what video or videos were triggering that, but you can see similar trend upwards. Again, you get into very choppy ups and downs over the last 3 or 4 months. And 38,500 watch hours in the last year. So, I'm pleased with the growth in both views and watch hours. Subscribers, I haven't gotten, it doesn't feel like I've had as much momentum with subscribers as I had with kind of the uptrend in the views and the watch time. Recently I added 23 subscribers. What was that? Yesterday, 23 subscribers. So, and back in the early days, I was averaging, maybe in the first 3 or 4 months, I was averaging about 10 a day. So, not radically different from where I was kind of in the early days. So, kind of a slow trod with the subscriber increase. Now, estimated revenue, okay? This is my estimated revenue since monetization started, which was at the end of July. So really August, September, October, November, December, January, February. It's been 7 full months of monetization, okay? And this is the revenue per day. So you can see there's kind of a clear trend here. Or at least, upper and lower limits here during the first, 3 months or so, August, September, October. And then it starts to look different. There's a different pattern. But it's kind of the same pattern, it feels like now, as it was back here in the beginning of November, maybe mid-November. Very choppy, but similar upper and lower bounds. Um, so that's been a little disappointing. Early in the game here with the revenue, let's just jump into the revenue a little bit deeper. I want to look at it by month. So monthly estimated revenue. You can see here it was, the first month upper 200s, then 2 months in a row mid 300s per month. Okay, and then the following month, after this initial block of 3, I was in the 600s. So at that point, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can double my revenue every 3 months. That would be fantastic. Because if you do the math very quickly, you're getting into 4, even up into 5 figures per month. Unfortunately, that trend, did not continue, right? So you've got got up to the mid 600s here in December, and then it was down in January. It was down even more in February. Now, granted, February is a short month, right? There's only 28 days in February. So that kind of, if you normalize for that, January and February were about the same. Actually, probably a little higher in February because, there were 3 days more in January. But still, I was hoping to be in the thousands by kind of January and February. So, and I don't have a very clear sense of what's happening there, because, the other metrics look good. Like I said, we can see the views are on an uptrend, the watch time is on an uptrend, but the revenue is not. So one of my thoughts with that, and I'd like to hear from any of you who are monetizing on YouTube, what are you seeing? Are you seeing the same thing? A dip kind of in January and February? I'm wondering if advertisers on YouTube have been pulling back as the new year has gotten underway. I'd love to hear from you. That would be a very valuable piece of info for me to hear from you guys and what you're experiencing. But so yeah, that's where I'm at now. I'm not too worried because I do have a sense that it's really not on my end. It's on kind of the advertisers end. Google's just not getting as many advertisers, maybe particularly in the kind of financial space, channels that focus on investing and finance like mine. So curious to hear from you on that. I also want to point out, so content-wise, you guys have probably seen a little bit of a charge from me recently. I know a few of you have mentioned that. Like I said, I've only missed one day in, it was March 5th that I haven't made a video. I'm really trying to blow through this kind of stagnation that I'm seeing in the revenue numbers. And I have a few approaches for that. One is to make more consistent content, to make content every day. Another thing I did was, early on when I started the channel, I was looking at, all right, what are the biggest channels in my space, in investing, in finance? What keywords have gone kind of gangbusters for them? What are their most popular videos? And what is that content around, right? And I think that was a mistake. I tried doing that a little bit in the early days, and those were flops. And I think the reason for that, as I get more and more experience, is, those are difficult keywords to rank for, particularly for newer channels, right? They're keywords where you not only need to have a lot of clout on YouTube in terms of having a large following, but I think you need a bit of history making content with those keywords in the past. The more, like for example, magic formula, right? I make a fair bit of content around the magic formula. The more content I make around the magic formula, the higher I rank for those keywords, the more credibility I have in the eyes of the YouTube algorithm for that keyword. So there's a few lessons from that. One lesson from that is, you know, you might play the long game in terms of, yeah, pick some keywords now that you eventually want to rank for. If you see videos that are just the most popular on these big channels, it may be worth trying to rank for those. Okay, but you're gonna have to put in some work to rank for those. That doesn't mean you shouldn't make videos now about that content. It's probably the case where the more regularly you make content around those keywords, the faster you're actually going to rank for those keywords. So that's one tip. The other piece of advice, the other thing I acted on recently was, instead of looking at what are the top YouTubers having success with in terms of what they're making content around, if I look an order of magnitude larger than my channel, so I'm at almost 6,000 subscribers. If I look somewhere in the 60,000 subscriber range, anywhere from say 10,000 to 100,000, right? Somewhere in the 5 figures subscriber level. What are the most popular videos for those channels? Okay. And I was able to identify about 10 channels that are kind of in that 10,000 to 100,000 space within the investing niche. And I've been testing some of that content recently. For example, what have I done recently? Why new investors lose money. Okay, that was a really big one. Who was that by? I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, but it was their most popular video. Okay, most popular, like 400,000 views. Why new investors lose money. So I thought, okay, well, I have some things to say about that. Not exactly the same things that this person said. So, okay, I'll put those thoughts out there. Another one, Kathy Wood and ARK. So I had never made content around Kathy Wood or ARK ETFs, ARK Invest. But I've been interested in Kathy Wood. A lot of YouTubers make content about Kathy Wood. And so I thought to myself, how would I make content about Kathy Wood without, talking about the ETFs, which I'm not a very big fan of. So I thought, well, why not dig through what those ETFs hold, for stock pickers, and figure out, all right, what metrics would I apply to those 80, 100 holdings in a couple of those ETFs to kind of narrow down to some that might be interesting to look at. So that's the video I made there. And then Dalio, I threw Ray Dalio in there. I haven't looked kind of deeply at Ray Dalio in a while, but he's been an inspiration to my own investing pursuits. So I thought, well, why not make what is Ray Dalio doing recently? And so that's what I put there. So, I've been experimenting, and I just want to let you guys know, there's part of me that has mixed feelings about seeing what's performing well for other YouTubers and creating content kind of around that keyword. But at the same time, one of my drivers is to grow this channel, right? The more I grow the channel, the bigger community of very smart investors I have access to, and that are communicating with each other. There's so much value in that network. And a big part of how to grow that network is to play the games of the algorithm. And a big game of the algorithm is, you've got to have a very compelling title. You've got to use titles that are being searched a lot. So, the more I grow the channel, the more I have experience with this, the less I'm judging these bigger YouTubers who, it's just such clickbait. Look at the title and I think, all right, this title is such BS. It just makes my skin crawl. So I hope I never get to that level. But in order to really attract the widest audience and really build something here, build something valuable to a lot of people, to a very large number of people, there's some games that I have to play. And I would encourage you guys, if you see a video that I make, like say I make a video about NFTs, right? Kind of an intro guide to NFTs. I don't think NFTs have any investment merit, at least not today. Okay, I'm open-minded about what the future holds for NFTs. But if you guys ever see a video and you're like, I have no interest in this, just don't watch it. Okay, there's no need to click through, watch part of it, leave a nasty comment because you think I'm just, throwing out clickbait, that kind of thing. There's a method behind this. And I'm experimenting. Am I going to make mistakes? Am I going to do stupid stuff? Absolutely. But in the end, I'm really just trying to build a valuable community here. So, I hope you'll take that perspective on these experiments that I'm running. So that was kind of a long-winded explanation for that, but that's all right. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to mainly share how it's going after a year of consistently producing content. Just about 5,800 subscribers. This month I'm on track to earn right around $680, maybe $700 for the month. And I am motivated. I am motivated to grow this channel. I am motivated to produce more consistent content. So anyway, guys, I hope that inspires some of you. I wish I could show numbers that were kind of more consistently growing on the revenue side. But, this is the reality. This is what's happening now. And if you guys have any questions at all about my journey growing my channel, if you're also trying to grow a channel, let me know in the comments. I'm still at the point, I'm not growing so fast that I can't get to every comment. I really am committed to answering every comment in a thoughtful way. So hit me up in the comments if you have questions about anything that I didn't cover here today. And with that, I will leave you all till the next video. Take care.